The time is 6:15. Here's the news edited by Dilini Gunawardana, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. The Iranian president is to visit Sri Lanka tomorrow to commission the Uma Oya Multipurpose Development Project. The rice distribution program for the beneficiary families in Colombo Divisional Secretariat Division is launched. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs relocates its consular division. It is stressed that programs conducted to eliminate the drug menace will not be stopped. Interviews for recruitment of teachers for the national school shall commence next week. Foreign news. The UN rights chiefs horrified by mass grave reports at Gaza hospitals. Sports news. Cricket. Chamariata Batu rises to the top position in world's ODI batting rankings. Local news in detail. Foreign Ministry said the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Dr. Ibrahim Raisi, is scheduled to make an official bilateral visit to Sri Lanka at the invitation of the President Ranil Wickremesinghe to jointly declare open the Uma Oya Multipurpose Development Project tomorrow. The Uma Oya Multipurpose Project, featuring 2 dams and a 120 megawatt power plant constructed by Iranian contractors, is hailed as one of Sri Lanka's largest civil engineering endeavors, valued at approximately $500 million. With financing provided by the Sri Lankan government, over 400 Iranian engineers have played a pivotal role in its implementation, contributing from consultation and design to execution. The Uma Oya Multipurpose Development Project, funded by Sri Lanka and Iran, is designed to generate and add 120 megawatt electricity to Sri Lanka's national grid. The project measures water supply to approximately 15,000 acres of paddy fields during both the Yala and Maha seasons. Beyond irrigation, it also meets the drinking water needs of residents in Badulla, Munragala and Bandaravilla districts. The Consular Affairs Division of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will be relocated to the new premises at the 15th floor of the Suhurupaya, Sri Subhodhipura Road, Battaramulla, with effect from 2nd of May 2024. All consular services will be provided to the public at the new office premises during regular office hours from Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. Document authentication services provided by the Consular Affairs Division in Colombo will be temporarily suspended for the public on the 29th and 30th of April 2024 in order to facilitate the transition of the electronic document authentication system to the new premises at Suhurupaya. However, during the transition period, the regional consular affairs offices in Jaffna, Trincomalee, Kurunegala, Kandy and Mathura will remain open to the public during regular office hours. Applications for document authentication can be submitted to the regional offices as usual, and the authenticated documents will be delivered to the applicants on Thursday, the 2nd of May 2024. Minister Tiranalas emphasizes that under no circumstances the government would revise the programs conducted in order to eliminate the drug menace. He made this comment at the district convention of the United People's Party held in Nuwara. The minister also stressed that all the Sri Lankan should strive to make the country's prosperous one irrespective of religious and racial differences. Minister Alice also said that the people should be conscious in casting votes in the upcoming elections. Otherwise, the country would be in trouble. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local news, Ministry of Education announces that interviews for recruitment of the teachers for the national schools shall be conducted from the 29th April to 9th of May 2024 at the Ministry of Education in accordance with the results of the competitive examination held on the 2nd of March 2024 for the teachers' vacancies available in national schools. The name list of eligible candidates, letter of calling for interview dates and times are available on the website of the Ministry of Education. National People's Power leader Anura Kumar Dissanayake met with the delegation of the Chinese Communist Party, including the Vice Minister of the International Department of the Chinese Communist Party, at the JVP head office this morning. The discussions focused on the current political situation, upcoming elections, and possible political developments. The NPP pointed out the importance of creating political stability in Sri Lanka to revive the country from its crisis. The attention of the Chinese delegation was focused on the measures and organizational structures adopted by the NPP in the political field and gaining popularity and attraction among the public. The NPP further emphasized the Chinese delegation how they developed relations with various people, groups, social strata and Sri Lankans abroad. That ends local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, the rice distribution program for the beneficiary families that belong to the Colombo Divisional Secretariat Division was held in Mattakulia, symbolizing the national program of providing rice to low-income earning families. Addressing the event, the Prime Minister commented the necessary environment is being created to build a future where the people and children of Colombo can live confidentially. As the first step, the government has commenced programs to ensure their food safety. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight. The deadline for issuing national identity cards for the individuals over the age of 40 who still do not possess one was extended till 30th of June. The Commissioner General of Department of the Registration of Persons, Pradeep Saputantre, says this program is being implemented for individuals who have not been able to obtain a national identity card due to the absence of their birth certificate. The Department of Registration of Persons says the issuance of national identity cards for such individuals was effective until 31st of March, and the new decision was taken following the request made by the divisional secretaries. That ends Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines first. The UN Rights Chief is horrified by mass grave reports at Gaza hospitals. Mass arrests made the U.S. campus protests over Gaza spread. 2 Navy helicopters collided mid-air in Malaysia. World News in detail. UN Rights Chief Volker Turk says he is horrified by the destruction of the Nasser and Al-Shifa medical facilities in Gaza and reports of mass graves discovered there. Addressing a UN briefing by a spokesperson, Turk also decried Israeli strikes on Gaza in recent days, which he noted killed mostly women and children. He also repeated a warning against a full-scale incursion on Rafah, saying this could lead to further atrocious crimes. Protests against the war in Gaza have spread from Columbia and Yale to other U.S. universities as officials scrambled to refuse demonstrations. On Monday night, police moved to break up a protest at New York University and made a number of arrests. Dozens of students were arrested at Yale early in the day, while Columbia cancelled in-person classes. Similar encampments have sprung up to other top colleges across the country as well. Demonstrations and heated debates about the Israel-Gaza war and free speech have rocked U.S. campuses since the Hamas attack on Israel on the 7th of October, which prompted Israel's campaign in Gaza. 2 Malaysian Navy helicopters collided in mid-air as they flew in formation during a rehearsal for a military parade, killing all 10 crew on board. The incident took place in the Malaysian town of Lumut. The Royal Malaysian Navy said that all victims were confirmed dead on site and the remains were sent to the Lumut Military Hospital for identification. It added that the committee would be appointed to investigate the case of the incident. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. The UN rights chief is horrified by mass grave reports at Gaza hospitals. Mass arrests made as U.S. campuses protest over Gaza spread. 2 Navy helicopters collide mid-air in Malaysia. That ends world news.
Moving on with sports news.
Shamariyatapattu edged Natalie Shriver-Brunt to become the top-ranked batter in the ICC Women's ODI batting rankings, powering Sri Lanka to the highest successful run chase in women's ODIs has seen Shamariyatapattu go to the top of the ICC Women's ODI batting rankings in the latest update. A stellar knock in the third and final ODI helped Sri Lanka level the 3-match series in South Africa. Chasing a record target of 302 to win, Chamari led Sri Lanka's fight back with a brilliant 195, the third highest score in women's ODIs. It's also the second highest score by anyone in a successful run chase on ODI cricket, men's and women's, right behind Glenn Maxwell's 201 against Afghanistan in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023. The knock saw Atapattu achieve her highest ever rating in the women's batting rankings. She also jumped 2 spots in the all-round ranking to enter the top 10 at 9th position. That ends sports news. Moving on to development news. Air Seychelles, the Republic of Seychelles National Airline and Sri Lankan Airlines have announced a new code-sharing partnership, expanding the number of destinations accessible to customers flying between Mahe and Colombo. This new code-share agreement will allow Sri Lanka, Seychelles and Sri Lankan Airlines to place their codes on each other's flights and enable passengers to continue their journey conveniently using a single booking and with their baggage checked in all the way to final destination. It also enables passengers to book their travel with both airlines through online travel agencies as well as with local travel agents. Over 20 destinations are included in the partnership, which includes much requested and popular ones in Australia, India, Thailand, Malaysia and Singapore. That ends development news.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Sri Lanka Tea Board, together with the High Commission of Sri Lanka to the UK, kicked off 1 week of Ceylon tea promotional event alongside the participation at IFE exhibition with an event at the High Commission in London, followed by events in Glasgow and Aberdeen in Scotland recently. In addition, the High Commissioner and Sri Lankan Tea Board officials met with the European Specialty Tea Association as well. That ends business news.
Business News, Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go එකක් තියන youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Moving on to economic news, Maldivian Airlines has expanded its connectivity to Sri Lanka, adding Mali-Colombo direct flights from April 25th. This was announced by its general sales agent for Sri Lanka, Navaloka Airline Services Private Limited, recently. The new route will see Maldivian operating 2 weekly flights on every Thursday and Saturday. That ends economic news.
Weather report.
Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in the Galle, Mathura and Anuradhapura districts after 2 p.m. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva and northern provinces and in the Polonnaruwa districts during the afternoon or night. Showers or thunder showers will occur over the coastal areas of Putlam to Galle via Colombo during the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, central and Uva provinces and in the Ampara districts during the morning. That ends weather report. To wrap up the evening news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. The Iranian president is to visit Sri Lanka tomorrow to commission the Uma Oya Multipurpose Development Project. The rice distribution program for the beneficiary families in Colombo Divisional Secretariat Division is launched. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs relocates its consular division. It is stressed that programs conducted to eliminate the drug menace will not be stopped. Interviews for recruit to teachers for national schools shall commence next week. Foreign news, the UN rights chief is horrified by mass grave reports at Gaza hospitals. Sports news, cricket. Chamari Athapathu rises to the top position in women's ODI batting rankings. With that, we wrap up the evening news on Radio Sri Lanka. Back to my good friend and yours, Chandima Veerakorn.